It wasn't the first time I had come home to a pool of freshly spilled blood. The fan was switched on, and the currents of wind blew ripples across the glistening red liquid. I sighed, shut my eyes for an instant, and then stepped closer, right onto the pool of blood. There was no splash, no sticky squish. I opened my eyes, and the pool of blood was gone. I walked right to the kitchen and poured myself a cup of coffee. Pool of blood is pretty low on the list of horrific images I've seen in this apartment. I've seen severed limbs, a mutated face with gaping, worm-infested eyes, a bunch of hair still attached to part of a scalp. I'm not exactly used to all these images, but I'm learning to cope. The first time I saw one, though, I got the worst one, the face with worms in eye sockets. I screamed, trying to run, slammed into a wall, fell back dazed, turned my head to see the same face staring right at me, an inch away from my own. I screamed again and then passed out. The doctor said I was hallucinating from stress, mood dependent psychosis, or something like that. I saw a psychiatrist, took a bunch of meds, then began to lie that I had stopped seeing the images. They were considering warding me or having me quit my job. In this day and age, quitting my job is not possible. Being warded a hit on my already sad finances. I could move out, but finding a place with this rent price at such a good location so that I can save on travel expenses. No way. I mean, it might sound crazy, but I prefer dealing with the images, which at the end of the day can't physically harm me, or so I hope, than starving to death on the streets. I just ignore them these days. I used to take photos of the images, just to confirm they weren't really there. Not in our plane of existence, anyway. But now I just ignore them, walk right past them, and poof, they disappear. I'm thinking of hiring an exorcist, a priest, a monk, a witch, anyone who could possibly help. I've bought secondhand religious ornaments and decorate the house with them. A cross here, a Buddha statue there, a Shiva painting on the door. The images still appear. I don't know if I can afford a proper exorcist, priest, or monk. The really good ones, based on reviews, are so expensive, and if I were to pay peanuts for a less legitimate one, I might as well save the peanuts for working forward being able to afford another place. They can get distracting. I'm just back from work, and I'm here, typing away, trying to ignore the torn off arm dangling on my shoulder, jerked over the back of my chair. I know it's not there, and I should no longer be bothered by it after months of seeing it around. But fuck, it moved. The fingers twitched. Fuck. I'm just gonna keep typing. Pretend I didn't see it. Something's on my left. Oh dear God, the face. But the eyes, the worm clogged eyes, they're moving, staring straight inside my face. Did it just speak? Leo, it said, I think. I'm going to call the police. Very calmly. If you don't hear from me, if I don't post this, whoever sees this on my computer, please know something went wrong. That those things, they may not be as intangible as I thought. Well, here I am again. The police came, found me hysterically swatting away at invisible things on my shoulder, screaming my head off, collapsed on the ground and bawling. I have scratches all over my arms and legs, my face too. I had apparently clawed myself bloody. I don't really remember what happened. The psych at the hospital said it's probably dissociation, a defense mechanism my brain clicked into gear. I remembered the name Leo, though, even without reading what I had written before. I remember dialing the police, telling them to come right away, giving them my address, then something yanking my hair back. I heard a creak from my neck before I fell back, and then nothing. I'm okay now, though. Nothing seriously hurts. I'm warded voluntarily, but they got me my laptop and other stuff I need. I'm a danger to myself. I attack myself, based on what the psych said. I'm under a mild sedation, so I feel somewhat calmer, at least. I did a bunch of research on Leo. I called my landlady. Her voice cracked when I asked her about the name. She said Leo was her boyfriend of her previous long-term tenant, Sasha. Sasha had moved away abruptly, just up and left. The landlady never got to say goodbye or talk to Sasha. She just received a text from her about her departure. The tenant had forfeited her deposit. She was in that much of a hurry to leave. The landlady had spoken to Leo, the boyfriend, when he came back to pack Sasha's stuff. He had told the landlady that Sasha had moved for work. I asked her about Leo. The landlady said he seemed intense, nervous, rather twitchy. She didn't like his energy. We were silent on the call for a long moment before she spoke again. I always wondered if, well, what really happened to Sasha. My attendant. I nodded. It was exactly what I was thinking too. Then I realized she couldn't see me and I spoke. Yeah, leaving so abruptly, giving up on the deposit. Did you ever hear about her since? No, never. The landlady didn't know much about Leo either. Just saw him once when she was over to supervise the fixings of the kitchen plumbing, and when he came to pick up Sasha's thing. Well, Leo was surprisingly easy to find. I typed in his name and Sasha's, the location of our town, and boom, saw his account. It was private. I made a fake account with a really pretty girl as the profile picture and requested to follow him. He accepted my request soon enough. I wanted to deceive him, build rapport over social media, build a friendship, flirtatious thing for a while, then suss him out. But I was only going to be warded for 3 days, maybe 7. If I intentionally failed the evaluation at the end of the 3 days, but then I would miss more work and I could get fired. I had to figure out what was going on in that apartment before I had to go back. I could just move out, yes, but I would lose my deposit if I didn't finish my lease. I would also be homeless. I don't think I can afford to stay anywhere in this city with my pay. This apartment was rented to me at a crazy low price. For good reason, I realize, but still. I need my job. It's my first job in a long time. My first permanent job, at least. The first one with any hint of a future and progress. But those grotesque things had graduated from mere images. They had come to life and hurt me. They could touch me physically. I had to do something about it, so I sent Leo a message. I didn't have time to waste. What'd you do to Sasha? I said before I could second guess myself. Who are you? He replied. Didn't take long after. You must have been online. Tell me what you did to Sasha. I was blocked within the next minute. I pushed it too far. I kept researching, trying to figure out more, but there was little I can do from the ward. I was discharged when the 3 days were up. Once home, I braced myself to see full blood, the severed limbs, and the ghastly face. What I saw instead was a shadow. I saw it the minute I walked into the living room. Someone was hiding behind my couch. Their shadow spilled beyond it. I froze, and my breath caught in my bones. I took a step back, the cold of the tiles beneath my feet matching the cold in my bones. Another step back towards the door. My foot splashed into sticky liquid, and I slipped. My head hit something hard as I landed, and darkness tingled the edges of my vision. Then he was hovering over me. Leo. I could recognize him, even through my spotted vision and hazed mind. I tried to roll over, but pain bloomed in my head. Don't, I managed to gasp as he let down and grabbed a hold of my ankles. I tried to struggle, but everything felt weak. Objects were swimming in and out of my vision. He dragged me into my bedroom, threw me into the closet, and pulled out a key. Didn't even know my closet had a key. Then he locked me in, staying there until I dealt with her. You'll be safer inside. Did he say I'll be safer? Then the closet door rattled, hard. Something was throwing itself at the door. The hinges creaked with each slam. Tears of horror sprang into my eyes. My heart pounded with each shattering thud. Leo was insane. I leant forward, ignoring the crack of pain that burnt through my head. I looked through the slats. A pair of eyes smashed up against the door, glaring right into mine. Worms wrinkled in the soft, squishy, rotten whites and browns within the sockets. I screamed, then flung myself back, hitting my already sore and tender head once again. That thing snarled at me. Then I saw Leo leap forward, grabbing that thing by its hair and yanking it back, the same way he had yanked my hair. It snarled, fiddled, flickering through the slats and landing on my face. The stench that accompanied it flooded my nostrils. It was a mixture of acid and clawing sweetness, overpowering. I swiped the slimy spit off frantically, gagging, vomit rising. I heard Leo chant several phrases in a strange language in a sourness commanding tone. Then fling something at that thing, at the head, and then I saw it, severed arms creeping up behind him. Behind you, I yelled, before I could stop myself, before I could wonder if Leo was on my side. Leo turned, leapt free of the arms, and it grabbed his ankles. The fight went on for a long time, but those things and Leo were no longer within view from the slats. I sat still, listening to the sound of a major scuffle, thuds, snarls, shrieks, and groans. Then silence. Save ragged breathing. Footsteps. I held my breath, then shrank into a corner. The closet doors swung open. Leo, bloodied, bruised, but with the torment look in his eyes. My heart leapt with hope, then skipped a beat in fear. I wasn't sure what Leo was. He seemed to have wanted me to be safe, but I had no idea what he truly wanted, who he was, and if he was good or evil. She must have loosened the box, he said. She must have what? I asked, dazed. Sasha's mother. She must have loosened the box. Sasha's mother? In the box? The landlady. You've met her. She's Sasha's mom. Leah told me the story then. How Sasha had died while they were dating, sacrificed in a ritual by two crazy friends of hers. In the guise of a retreat, her two friends from work had lured her into an isolated cabin in the woods, killed her. The two friends had eventually died too, before the invasion could be completed. But Sasha had come back, or something had. She came in the nights, haunted Leo. It was then that he suspected Sasha, or the thing that she had become, had killed the murdering friends. Sasha's mother had told him. Sasha's mother and him had worked together to trap Sarah. They had consulted some powerful shamans. The shamans custom made him a box. The box meant to trap the entity that Sasha had become. Shamans. I remembering my list of potential people to call. Monks, priests, witches. Why hadn't I thought of shamans? Not like I could afford them anyway. He couldn't kill her straight out. She was too powerful. But she could be trapped within the box, sealed from the world. There, she would eventually weaken and die. But it seemed Sasha's mothers couldn't bear the thought of her daughter withering away in the box. He believed she had loosened it, just a little. How? Leo didn't say. He didn't know. She had loosened it enough for Sasha to feed on unsuspecting new tendons on me. Where's Sasha now? Back in the box, under the bed. Under the fucking bed. She had been there the entire time. Her body, that thing. I had been sleeping right above that twisted, demonic thing. I didn't let things slide. I confronted the landlady the next morning about her lies, about how she tried to frame Leo, tried to make me avoid him by painting him out to be a possible murderer, for trying to sacrifice me as food for her dead daughter. And that is how I now live rent-free in an apartment in the heart of the city. The images stopped. No more visions of blood, limbs, or eyes full of worms. I have a free apartment to live in. All I have to pay is utilities. And that's the deal I struck with the landlady. The box is kept safe, sealed now. All I have to put up with are the sounds of scratching that come from beneath my bed. Late in the quiet night, I can hear them. When I lie awake at night, sometimes think I feel worms crawling in my eyes. And at times, if I hold my breath, I can hear hers. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.